This is the system that helped me 3x my ecom revenue, because a few years ago I was stuck. I was answering every single customer email, fulfilling every order, juggling a 9 to 5 with no room to grow. And I couldn't hire help because everything just lived in my head. I had no systems, no structure, just chaos, until I built one simple system that I'm going to show you today that changed everything. It got me out of the day-to-day running of my business, and it let me breathe again, and it helped me triple my revenue. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how I did it and how you can do the same. Because this is the problem that I see far too many people have. They just have this hiring death loop when it comes to hiring VAs. They start out doing it in that position that I was in. Maybe you resonate with that. Doing all the running of your e-commerce business yourself. Therefore, you feel the pain and you hire somebody. But when you hire somebody, you don't have this system in place that I'm going to talk about today. So your VA has loads of questions because this issue is here. We don't have the system that comes in here. And therefore, with loads of questions comes chaos because your VA is stressed and you're answering loads of questions all day and they're making mistakes. Therefore, they quit, the relationship doesn't work out, and we're back to square one where it's all you again. You feel the pain, you've got to hire, and you have to go around this hiring death loop over and over again. But we need to put in this system that comes about here, and it means that we don't go to the questions, we don't go to the chaos, and they don't quit, and we don't go around this system. Because instead, I'm going to show you how to put a system in place that changes everything when you hire people and scale your e-commerce business. Because this is the issue. If you have no systems in place, then you're going to get stuck about 10k a month. If you have systems in place, this is how you scale to 50k a month and beyond. Because a wise man once said, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you will fall to the level of your systems. So we need to get systems in place that are equal to the goals that you've got. Now, let's talk about bottleneck theory. You must have heard of bottlenecks before, but this is what it means. And this is what it means in the context of being an e-commerce business owner that's doing everything yourself. When you're doing everything yourself, you are the bottleneck. So this is you. This is you here. You are the bottleneck to this business, and this is your business ready to go. But because you're the bottleneck, it means your business can only operate at a much lower rate than it should, and every single task has to come through you, and it slows the business growth down. So when you have this system in place and you're able to get out of the way and remove yourself as the bottleneck, what's waiting behind that is faster responses to your customers, which leads to happier customers, which is referrals and reviews for you. That means you can grow your business, and ultimately you can be less stressed as a business owner because other people are doing this right for you. So let me go through now this process and this system that is going to change everything for you. This is my 5-step SOP system, and it's how to create an SOP in your business. And ultimately, when you do this, this is what means you don't go through that hiring death loop because your VA doesn't have questions, and ultimately you can scale the business and step away from the day-to-day tasks. So you can start running the business like I do in an hour a day, and I've generated over £1.3 million in my e-commerce store because I've been able to focus on growing rather than the day-to-day running of my business. So let's go through this 5-step system. The first thing is to write it down. What is it the task that you're going to outsource? So for example, order fulfillment, and write down in a checklist how you would roughly do that task, and just start writing down a few bullet points. So for order fulfillment, what I would do is get a Google Doc open in my Google Drive, and I'd start writing down the trigger. So this is the first bullet point is receive an order in Shopify. The second step is to wait for ClearSale, the fraud protection app that I use to approve it. The third step would be we would then go on to the supplier's portal, or we'll email the supplier to order to provide the order details so we can place the order. Then we'll pay the invoice. Then we'll put the tracking number back in Shopify, and then we'll reach out to the customer when the order arrives. Something like that. I wouldn't go full in depth, but I'd start to understand this is a checklist. Then I would record a Loom video of you going through that basic checklist and actually go through each of the tasks one by one of you doing the order fulfillment. Now, once you have a recorded Loom video, the best thing about this is when you use Loom, there'll be a transcript created, and you can then use that transcript to send it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create an SOP based on the Loom video that you just recorded. If you have a premium Loom account as well, you might have AI as well. You can add AI and it can do that for you without having to use ChatGPT. But either way, either through ChatGPT or through Loom itself, create the SOP from the Loom video in a Google Doc, update the Google Doc that you had with the new SOP, and put the Loom link at the top. And now you have a professional SOP with a Loom video link of recording you doing the task at the top, and a clear step-by-step guide for your VAs to follow. Then organize that in your Google Drive, and the way I organize it is I've only got 3 folders at the top of my Google Drive that is operations, finance, and marketing. And all of the SOPs you create will fit within these folders, so it makes it an easier process for your VAs to find it. Also in Google Drive, it's amazing because if your customer just types in order fulfillment SOP, as long as you've titled the doc correctly, they'll be able to find it as well. But have it nice and organized in the right place, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to sell this business down the line or onboard new VAs. So for order fulfillment, that would be in the operations folder, and in a order SOPs folder, we'll then have it in there. And then ultimately, the 5th step is, if it's a really important SOP that's going to be a day-to-day task of your VA, for example, order fulfillment, add the SOP to your master onboarding doc, and that way it's going to be really easy to bring on new VAs as and when, so they can see exactly how you fulfill orders. And that's it. That's my 5-step SOP system. You can do all this within an hour for any task, and suddenly you've got it documented, and then you can start taking a step away from the business and actually let it run without you, and not just run without you, but let it grow without you as well. Now, before you go off and jump off the video and start doing that, you need to understand these common mistakes that people do. So a lot of people, they'll watch this video, but then they will wait too long, and they'll run out of time because they get overwhelmed and stressed and burnt out before they ever get to this point. And then when they feel overwhelmed, stressed and burnt out, they never find the time in their diary to create these systems and SOPs, and so they can never scale the business. The best time to do it was yesterday. The second best time is to do it now. Straight away, start recording yourself, follow that 5-step checklist, because as soon as you've got this in place, you're ready to hire as soon as the time is right. Another thing that you'll probably say is you might be thinking, you can do it like me. I do this task the best way that anyone can do it, and it will hold you back. So what you've got to understand is, yes, initially they won't be able to do it as good as you. And what does that mean? Does that mean you're still going to continue to do it all by yourself for the rest of time? No, you are eventually going to outsource, because you can't continue to answer every customer phone call or fulfill every order, reply to every live chat. You are going to have to outsource. Understand that it's going to get done to 80% of your ability, but that's fine, because it means you can eventually get them trained up to the point where they are doing it as good as you, and you can focus on things that are actually going to grow the business. So stop letting that hold you back. If you've got no written SOPs, then you're just going to be leaving your VAs in the dark to work things out on their own. And you might also think that you're just going to hope that they figure it out. And too many people, it sounds stupid, but too many people actually do this, and they trust that their VAs will do the exact thing that they want them to do in the exact way that they want them to do it, but it's just not realistic. Now, to get you excited about putting these things in place, because it might not be exciting to you to put process in place, what is exciting is what actually changed after you use these systems and after you systemize your business. So what happened for me is suddenly I had easy onboarding. I could hire people, and the next day they could be doing exactly what I want them to do, because I have clear checklists and videos for them to follow. It means I can now take time off, and the business still runs without me. I'm currently in Bali, and I've been living in Southeast Asia for the last 4.5 months on a completely different time zone. And the reason I'm able to do that is because my business runs without me. I don't need to take a phone call while I'm in the pool. I don't need to jump out and answer a live chat, because I have VAs in place that can follow the systems I've set up to run my business, so I can focus on scaling it, making videos like this, rather than having to constantly run the day-to-day of the business. I can then scale my ads with confidence, because I know that the extra orders and the extra inquiries are going to be handled, because I've got systems in place that handle the extra demand when you scale your ad campaigns. You're giving a better customer experience to your customers because you're giving them faster replies. And a big one is that you're going to have less emotional attachment to your business when you're not on the front line, when your VAs are handling everything. And that means you don't feel the ups and downs of your business so much. And for your mental state, it's so much better. It's so much healthier. And really, I felt like I got my life back as soon as I put these things in place. So it's huge, and that should excite you. So now it's your turn. Follow those 5 steps. If you want some example SOPs from me, and even the hiring toolkit that I use, feel free to send me a message on Instagram, send me a DM, and I will send that across to you. I've got a good resource pack ready to go if you just send me that message. And also, if you want to go that next step further and get even more in-depth support, then you can use the first link in the description, and I can actually guide you through on a phone call your specific situation, how I would act in your situation to scale your business and take you out of the day-to-day. So feel free to use that link so we can have a chat after this video today. Okay, with that said, look forward to chatting with you soon, either on Instagram or on a call. And if not, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.